Hello, this is Avik and welcome back to my channel. So after understanding the concepts of SFD and BMD, let us solve the very first problem based on this topic. So in this problem we have to draw the shear force diagram and the bending moment diagram of the beam that is given below, right? So we have a beam like this, and to the very left we have pinned support or hinged support, right? On the right we have roller support. So I have already discussed in my previous video that if we have pinned support like this, then we will have two reactions. That is, one will be, let me write it in the black pen. So one will be in the vertical direction. Let us write it as reaction at A, and one will be in the horizontal direction. Now why is this happening, I have already discussed in my previous video. So please do watch that video, then you come to this one, right? So one is RA and one, let me write it as XA, okay? And on the rightmost we have a roller support, and on a roller support we'll have only one reaction, let it be RB. So I have already discussed the steps to find out the SFD and BMD, right? So the first step is to draw the FBD, that is the free body diagram of the beam. Then we have to determine the reactions, that is forces and moments, by using the equilibrium equations, okay? And the third one is to determine the internal shear force and bending moment, okay? So let us proceed by following these steps. So these are the free body diagrams which I am drawing basically. So now what can I do is, so what are the other forces which are acting here? At point B you have 15 kilonewton, and at point D we have 6 kilonewton. So we can apply this equation. Now we have to find the first step, that is we have to find the values of RA and RB, reactions at A and reactions at B. So for that we will use the equilibrium equation. Okay, so firstly let us consider this, that is XA. So see, there is no other force to counter this XA, right? There is no other force in the horizontal direction, so the value of XA will be 0, okay? So the value of XA will be 0, and we need not write this, okay? Okay, then these are the vertical forces which are acting. So this will be basically summation of F in the horizontal direction is 0. So this is the first step. The second equation that we can apply, the second equation of equilibrium that we can apply is the value of forces in the vertical direction will be 0, right? So what are the forces acting in the vertical? So I'm taking RA and RB, that is RA and RB both are positive because they both are in the upward direction. They are basically counterbalanced by the forces which are acting in the downward, that is 15 and 6. So this will be RA plus RB will be equals to 21, right? So basically we are having this equation, that is the first equation. So see guys, we don't know any value of this, so we need to apply something else, like to any other equation, to calculate the value of any of this. So now what we can do is we can take moment equation, that is the summation of moment. You can take any point, you can take A, C, D, B, any point, but for my sake of simplicity I will be considering this point, that is moment about A. Moment about A is 0, right? Now we will apply this moment equilibrium equation. So first see, if we consider this, that is my A, okay, this is C, D, and this is B. So RB, right? RB. So I'll be taking the clockwise moment as positive, okay? So the RB will create a moment like this, that is anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise moment, let us take negative. So RB moment is what? Force multiplied by the perpendicular distance. So what is the distance from A? We are taking moments from A. What is the distance from A to B? This is 2 to 2, that is 6, right? Okay, Now come to this. At point D we have a force of 6 kilonewton and it will try to create a clockwise movement, right? So we'll take positive, that is 6, multiplied by the perpendicular distance, that is 6 multiplied with this, 2 plus 2 is 4. And finally the point C, again we have a clockwise moment, that is positive 15 into the perpendicular distance, that is 2, and everything will be equals to 0. So now we can calculate the value of RB. So I've already calculated it. So RB will be equals to, just a second guys, RB will be equals to 9 kilonewton. Okay, so RB is 9 kilonewton. So now what will the value of RA? Therefore RA will be equals to 21 minus 9, that is 12, right? Yeah, that is 12 kilonewton. So now we have the values of RA and RB. So let me write the values here. Okay, so RA will be 12 kilonewton and RB will be 9 kilonewton. Okay, so see guys, our step 1 and 2 is completed. The FBD of the diagram and the reactions, we have already calculated the reactions. Now it's time for step 3, that is the main step, that is we have to determine the value of shear forces and bending moments along the beam. So how can we do that? So for doing that, the very preliminary step that you have to do, you have to take an origin. Okay, so for my sake of simplicity, I will treat my point A as my origin. So let the point A be my origin. Okay, so now whatever I will calculate, I will always calculate with respect to point A. You can also treat point B as your origin, point C as your origin, and point D also, but you know it will create a mess basically. So basically, for the sake of simplicity, I am taking point A, that is the leftmost point, as my origin. So what we will do is, we will take sections from the origin. Okay, I repeat, we will take sections from this origin. So basically in this particular problem we have 3 sections. The first section AC, the second section CD, and the third section DB, right? So let us take the first section AC. So let me just cut a section like this. You have to show this in your problems. Okay, so let me take the section XX. Okay, I draw the section here. So for that I will write section AC. Okay, see guys, this is section AC that I have cut. This is my XX, right? And you have this remaining portion of the beam, that is this much. I will draw this. So this is my section of the beam. Okay, this is my point A, and let me assume this was my origin. Point A is my origin. Okay, let me assume one thing, that is the point A, the section is at a distance of X from the origin. Let me assume like this, because we don't know the section, we don't know the distance of the section, right? We've just cut an arbitrary section. So let me assume that this section is X distance from the origin. Okay, now one thing that you need to remember, I have already discussed in my previous video, that is, if we cut any section from left, we are getting something like this, right? We are getting something like this, that is a anti-clockwise moment. So basically whenever you cut a section from the left, you will get a anti-clockwise moment, let it be mx. Okay, and what else will you get? You will get an anti-clockwise moment and a shear force which will be acting downwards, right? And a shear force which will be acting downwards. So remember guys, whenever we cut a section from left, we have to have a moment which is a bending moment which is in an anti-clockwise fashion, and you know, a shear force which will always act in the downward direction. Let the shear force be Sx. So this is done. Now what we have to do, we have to calculate the value of shear forces. So see guys, shear force, okay, one thing I forgot to draw over here, that is we have a reaction A, RA, right, over here. So basically draw this RA, which is 12 kilonewton. So RA, which is 12 kilonewton. So now see, now it's very simple. RA, the Sx is, you know, acting downwards. Just write Sx. Now Sx will be counterbalanced by the force which is acting upwards. So Sx will be equals to 12 kilonewton. Done. The one thing you have to note here is guys that the value of Sx is 12. You don't have any variable x in this. This is a constant value, right? That means what? That means what? We have assumed section AC, right? And we don't have any x variable in this particular value, in the particular value of Sx. So what can be concluded from here? It can be concluded that the value of x throughout this section AC is constant, or we can say that the value of shear force, you know, does not depend upon the, you know, the value of x, which is the direction of direction from the origin. In the section AC, you know, the value of shear force is independent of the distance, or x. So basically we can say that shear force at A, we can say shear force at A will be equals to shear force at A will be equals to shear force at C, and it will be equals to 12 kilonewton. Done. Section A, the shear force calculation is done. Now we can plot this in your SFD diagram. So we have two baselines, one is for SFD and one is for BMD. Okay, so let us plot the value of SA, that is shear force at A is 12. So it's positive, so it will be upward something here. Okay, just let me draw the lines guys, 1 second. So the shear force at A is 12, and also the shear force is at C is 12. So it will be here. Okay, so you can join it like this. So how can we join like this? You know, it depends upon the degree. Okay, so basically the shear force is constant, right? The shear force is constant. That means it will not vary with respect to x. So we have a constant shear force from A to C, which is nothing but whose magnitude is nothing but 12. So this is done. Now let us come to the bending moment. So it is very interesting. Now this was the calculation of shear force. Okay, now let us come to the calculation of bending moment. So bending moment, you can have two approaches. One is the sign convention, the normal sign convention, and one is the sagging hogging. One is the sagging hogging approach. So let us see. So I have discussed in my previous video that if you have a moment like this, like if you are cutting a beam from left and you have a moment like in an anti-clockwise direction, then your sign convention, that is the bending moment sign convention, is positive, right? So in this case, you see one thing, in this case also bending moment in the anti-clockwise, so you have a sign convention positive, that is mx is positive, right? Okay, now see, this is a moment, and this 12 kilonewton force will also try to create a moment like this, which is in a clockwise fashion. So it will be negative. It will be negative, right? Okay. So what will the moment? That is 12, and the moment is force multiplied with the perpendicular distance, that is x, and this will be equals to 0, right? So there is another approach for this. The second approach is what? The second approach is the sagging hogging approach. See guys, this 12 kilonewton force will try to bend the beam in a in this fashion, right? So means it will try to sag the beam. So I've already told in my last video that the value of if a beam is going to sag, then we'll have a positive sign convention. So another approach is this, that is the bending moment will be created by this force multiplied with this distance, and that's positive. Okay, so see one thing guys, the value of bending moment depends upon the x, means we will have two different values at A and C. So first calculate the values at A. So moment at A. So for calculating the values of moment at A, see one thing guys, what is the value of x at A? We are treating A as your origin, right? So the value of x at A will be 0. So moment at A will be x equals to 0. So just put x equals to 0 in this equation, that is 12 multiplied 0 equals to 0. And same, what will be the value of moment at C? So see, the value of moment at C is x equals to C. At point C it is x equals to 2 from the origin. Okay, so the value of moment at C will be x equals to 2, that is 12 multiplied by 2 equals to 24 kilonewton meters, right? So done. So the this was our SFD diagram and this is our BMD diagram. So just put the values here. So bending moment at A is 0, that is this point, and the bending moment at C is 24, let us suppose that is this point, and this will be joined by a straight line because the degree, this is a polynomial, right? So the degree of polynomial is 1 over here, which is a linear polynomial. So we will be joining this two with a straight line. So our calculation of bending moments and shear forces at the section AC is done. Now same thing, in the same way we have to apply this for our section CD and DB. So now let us do the same for our section CD. So in the same manner, in the same fashion, we will cut a section at CD which is supposed to be XX, right? Now let's draw the free body diagram of this. So see, section CD, right? So this is our section XX, okay, and this is our remaining portion, the remaining left portion of the beam. Why left? Because we are considering, we have considered our origin is at the left. So this will be our point A, and this force of 15 kilonewton will act in the downward, right? And what else we have? We have this, the reaction RA, which is in the upward direction, which is 12 kilonewton. And let us assume that the section is at A, at the distance A from the origin, right? Okay, same thing when you are cutting this section from left, bending moment anti-clockwise, shear force down. Okay, done. Let's try to apply the equilibrium equations. That is, first see, 12 kilonewton upwards, let us consider to be as negative. That's my sign convention. You can also take the opposite one. Okay, so 15 kilonewton downwards, so it will be, sorry, we are calculating SX, right? SX is down. So 12 kilonewton up, so basically positive. 15 kilonewton down, so it will be negative 15, so it will be minus 3. So same thing guys, that see, we don't have any variable x in this, so basically we can say this is C. So basically we can say that the value of shear force from section C to D is constant, right? So it is minus 3. So we can write like this, that is, shear force at C will be equals to shear force at D, and it will be minus 3. Done, right? So shear force at C, that means it will be something somewhat here, that is minus, so negative. So below the baseline, so join like this, okay, and it will be independent of X throughout the CD section. So it will be constant throughout the CD section, right? Here is minus 3, here also it will be minus 3. So this is also done. Now let us calculate the bending moments. So section bending moment, so I'll be using the hogging sagging approach, okay. See guys, mx, first this one. So 12 kilonewton force will try to bend the beam in this fashion, right? That is, it will try to sag the beam. So basically, sagging, sign convention positive, 12 multiplied with this is the moment, so 12 multiplied with the perpendicular distance, so it will be x, 12x. Now come to this, that is C, 15 kilonewton. This will try to hog the beam, right? So it will be negative 15 multiplied with the perpendicular distance, that is this, okay. So this was 2, right? This was 2 meters, okay. This was 2 meters, AC was 2, so it will be nothing but x minus 2. So 15 multiplied with x minus 2. Done, right? Just simplify a little. So it will be basically minus 3x plus 30. So see guys, we have the x variable in our bending moment equation. That means, you know, the value of the value of bending moment will vary as we go throughout the section CD. So we have 2 points, that is C and D. Let us calculate one by one. So first, what will be the bending moment? What will be the bending moment at C? So if you see guys, bending moment at C means the C point is basically two distance, that is two distance from the origin, right? The point C is basically two distance from the origin. So basically, for calculating the bending moment at C, we have to assume x equals to 2, right? Okay. So put x equals to 2 in this equation, that is 3 plus 30. So it will give you 24 kilonewtons. Okay. So now what will be the bending moment at D? So basically, if you see bending moment, for calculating bending moment at D is basically 4 meters from the origin. Like this is our origin, that is 4 meters from the origin. That means we have to take x equals to 4. Very simple guys. Okay, so it will be 18 kilonewton. Now just quickly plot this. So C and D, we have already plotted this SF, the shear forces. Now it's time for bending moments. So the bending moment at C will be 24, right? So see, this is 24. So this is the bending moment at C, and the bending moment at D will be 18. So it will be something, this is my C point, this is my D point. So in D it will be something here, right? Now what kind of curve, like by what kind of curve we can join this? We can join this by a simple straight line, because the degree is 1. It's a 1 degree polynomial. Okay, so just okay, done. Now the last section that is left is section DB. So we have cut section XX in your section DB. Now let's calculate the value of shear forces and bending moments. So I will write here section DB, right? So guys, this is our section DB. Now let us write the forces. Here we had RA, that is 12 kilonewton. I'm just writing the values, okay? 12 kilonewton, okay? And this is our point C, this is our point D. let us suppose. So at point C we had 15 kilonewton, and at point D we had 6 kilonewtons, right? And let us assume that the section is x distance, at a distance x from the origin, that is point A. Fine. Okay, now it's simple. Let us calculate the shear forces one by one. Okay, so same sign convention, bending moment anti-clock, shear force down, right? So shear force, so Sx will be equals to 12 upwards positive, 15 downwards negative, and 6 downwards negative. So just if you calculate this, basically 12 minus 15 minus 6, so it will be minus 9. So same thing guys, see we don't have any variable x in this shear force in our section dB, right? So we can say the shear force at D will be equals to the shear force at B, which is minus 9. So we can plot this 9 minus 9 over here. So see guys, here is minus 3, right? So minus 9 will be somewhat below it. Okay, so we can sorry, this is minus 9. To shear force at D, see this is our point D, so shear force at D will be minus 9, which will be somewhat here. So this will not vary with respect to x, that is it will be constant throughout the section DB, and just close the thing. Okay, so the upper one is positive basically. So now basically we can say that in our section in our section AC we have a positive SFD, we have a positive shear force, and in the section C to B we have a negative shear force, right? So calculation of shear force is done for section DB. Now let's come to the bending moments. So bending moments, very simple guys. So first let us consider this one. So 12 multiplied with distance, this x, okay, it will try to sag the beam, so basically positive. Next this one 15, so 15 it will try to hog the beam, that is negative. 15 multiplied with the negative distance, that is with the perpendicular distance, that is this. The total is x and this is 2, so this will be what? This will be nothing but x minus 2. Okay, fine. Now this one at point D, 6, again it will try to hog the beam, so basically negative, and 6, what will be the this distance, right? Total is x, so this is 2 meters and this is also 2 meters, right? So it will be what? It will be total minus 2 plus 2, that is x minus 4. I know it's quite messy guys, please try to understand. That is 6 multiplied by x minus 4. Now let's try to solve this. So after simplifying this, we are getting an bending moment equation, that is minus 9x plus 54. So clearly it depends upon the value of x. So let us calculate one by one the bending moment at D and B respectively, right? So first bending moment at D. So see guys, the point D is basically 2 and 2, 4 meters away from the origin. So for calculating the bending moment at D, we have to take x equals to 4. Just put the value of 4 over here. So it will be minus 36 plus 54, so it will be 18, right? Yes, 18 kilonewton meter. Similarly, what will be the bending moment at B? So B is basically at a distance of x equals to 6, right? So for that we will take x equals to 6, so it will be minus 9 multiplied with 6 plus 54. So see guys, minus 54 plus 54, it is coming to be 0 kilonewton meter. So simple, let's plot it. So the value of D, the bending moment at D is 18. So this was our 18, right? This was our 18, so it will be this only. And the value of bending moment at B is 0, so it will be this. And we will join it with a straight line because it is a 1 degree polynomial. Okay, so let us join this. Fine. Okay, so in the entire beam we have a positive bending moment. Okay, so this completes our SFD and BMD. This is a very basic basic problem on this topic. So I hope this video is clear, it is very much understood. So if you like the way I teach, please do support me by liking this video, sharing this video and subscribing to my channel. So more and more problems are coming on this topic guys, so please do stay tuned with our channel. Okay.